Carly, a 32-year-old outdoor enthusiast, has been planning this trip for months. A solo hike through the Badlands of South Dakota seemed like the perfect escape from her 9-to-5 grind. With her gear packed, maps downloaded, and a clear weather report, she sets out on a crisp autumn morning. The first few miles are breathtaking. Stark cliffs, winding canyons, and a vast expanse of rugged beauty surround her. But as she descends deeper into the maze-like terrain, clouds gather and an eerie silence falls over the landscape. By mid-afternoon, Carly realizes something is wrong. Her GPS app keeps losing signal, and the terrain doesn't match her printed map. She's taken a wrong turn. As dust settles, Carly decides to set up camp on a flat plateau. She tries to calm her nerves. She has food, water, and shelter. But as the sun dips below the horizon, temperatures plummet, and the wind howls like a living thing. Sleep eludes her. Every crack of a twig, every distant coyote howl sets her on edge. At one point, she's certain she hears footsteps outside her tent. But when she peeks out with her flashlight, there's nothing there, just endless shadows. Determined to find her way back, Carly packs up and hikes in the direction she believes is correct. Hours pass, but the landscape only grows more desolate. Her water supply dwindles, and the heat of the day is relentless. Around midday, she stumbles upon something chilling, a rusted old canteen and a weathered hiking boot half buried in the dirt. Nearby, scratched into a rock, are the words, "Keep moving west." The sight shakes her, but it also gives her hope. Someone else was here, and they left a clue. Carly follows the direction west, but the journey's brutal. Her food supply runs out by the third day, and dehydration starts to take its toll. She finds a trickle of water in a small canyon, barely enough to fill her bottle, and it tastes metallic, almost foul, but it's her only option. By the fourth day, her body begins to betray her. Her legs ache, her vision blurs, and she's haunted by hallucinations. Voices whispering her name, shadows darting just out of view. Just when she's ready to collapse, she spots something extraordinary. A makeshift shelter constructed from rocks and branches. Inside, she finds a few supplies, an old survival blanket, a half-melted candle, and a notebook. The notebook belongs to someone named Mark Daniels, a hiker who went missing in the Badlands years ago. His final entry reads, "If you're reading this, keep fighting. There's a ridge 2 miles north that overlooks the highway. It's your best chance." Fueled by a newfound determination, Carly pushes herself toward the ridge. The climb is grueling. Every step feels like her last. At one point, she slips, slicing her arm on jagged rocks. She binds the wound with strips of her shirt and keeps going. When she finally reaches the ridge, the sight brings tears to her eyes. A faint line of asphalt glimmers in the distance. With her last ounce of strength, Carly lights a signal fire using the scraps from the shelter and collapses beside it. Hours later, a passing motorist spots the smoke and calls for help. Carly is airlifted to safety, battered but alive. Weeks later, as she recovers in the hospital, Carly researches Mark Daniels. His body was never found, but his story becomes her mission. She shares her experience with hiking forums and survival groups, reminding others to stay prepared and never give up. But one question still haunts her. Who or what left the footsteps outside her tent that first night?